Well, we got little Feather the cat right here, and this is her son, Onyx. He's on me like glue all the time. I got some more carbon C60. I've been getting this stuff consistently now since December, around December 16th, 2017. So now it's, what the heck is it, September 15th or something like that? So it's been about 9 months. I've been taking the carbon C60, and looks like a couple little black rags over here for crying out loud. But we get a light on these guys. They don't show up too good, do they? So there you go. There's Miss Green Eyes, and they're like two peas in a pod. The boy likes to hang out with Mama Cat Feather. I always call the Mama. And Dixie and Paws are outside, the other two kittens. But I've been taking this carbon C60 now, probably about a bottle a week, which is 100 or maybe more than that, 100 milliliters a week. And also sometimes I might use it topically or anything like that. But I found out that, you know, I'm really not 100% sure if it's giving me energy or not. But I can state this, and I'm going to actually tell you a couple other things in this video besides talking about the carbon C60. But it's something else I need to research more. But it's something that I've picked up on recently. It's about anti-aging, reverse aging, and all this kind of garbage that they're supposedly going to have by 2020. But I don't think so. We're going to have to jump the gun on this stuff because I don't trust anything that they're going to do. You know, if it preserves life, you know, you're not going to see the money powers really go for it too much. But what I've been noticing, what I picked up on was I've been using the ParaZapper 8 to 10 hours a day. I sleep with that device. Actually, it uses a couple wires and copper paddles. I probably should use, they got a type of bronze they call naval bronze, and I might get some of those. I might get some of that and make some plate for that so it doesn't tarnish and still copper. It's got a zinc content in it also. But I've been using the My3, the ParaZapper My3, 10,000 hertz. It's very accurate. Now this one is the cheapest one. ParaZapper My 6-pack, right? Oh, this is the plus. What is this? Alright, this is a plus. Well, there's one that's a 6-pack. I just grabbed one. I got several of these. The one that's a 6-pack has a 10,000 hertz frequency. The plus is an older model than the My3. But the 10,000 hertz is the thing I think is really giving me the energy more than the carbon C60. Because I didn't really notice any energy increase until I started doing the 10,000 hertz. But a lot of people have seen energy increases from just using a carbon C60. Now, I missed going to the gym, not yesterday, not last night, but the last 2 nights. So, because it was getting too late, and I figured, hell, I'm not going to go to the gym because it's getting too damn late. Last night, I went to the gym, and I was working out. Instead of like doing a crappy 30 minutes, I started doing like 50 minutes. Last night, I did 60 minutes on elliptical. But it was from the time 2:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the morning, and I could have kept going. So somehow my energy levels are very, very, very good. You know, I'm actually what you call a senior citizen, and I'm like, really? Tell me another one. I should get out to that gym tonight, really, and try to get there for a couple hours this time. I got some other projects I need to do. But I'm not sure if it's really coming from, it could be coming from the carbon C60. Maybe it all started working at about the same time I was using the ParaZapper 10,000 hertz. See, I can't rerunning like scientifically, you know, with the true scientific methods experiments because I'm one person. So I'm doing a lot of different things. I'm taking more vitamins, more herbs, but I know my energy levels are freaking really, really good. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like I'm decades younger than I actually am, but the way I feel. It could be this carbon C60, but I did notice the big boost didn't come until I used, this has the 10,000 hertz in it too, but the 10,000 hertz can be found even in the ParaZapper 6-pack, but I was using that, it doesn't really work right away. I noticed if you use that ParaZapper like 15 hours or more a day, and within a few days you'll start noticing a subtle energy boost. It's something with the positive offset. It's like donating electrons to the, you know, your body, and it's what working against toxins and microbes at the same time. That's really, I think, the positive offset. But that 10,000 hertz frequency is one of the catch-all frequencies that, if you look at the consolidated annotated frequency list, it's also very close to 9999. It's within a 100th of 1% of that, and the 9999 frequency is actually energy and vitality. And you know what? It's probably doing that too. It may be a combination of everything. I don't know. But I wanted to mention that. Now, here's what I also wanted to mention. I got to do more research on this, but I saw like an article that they were talking about a particular type of injection or supplement that could add decades of life to people. In other words, and also be in great health. And I was like, what is it? Well, it seems like it's the coenzyme NAD. And I started looking. I know what the precursors are for that. In other words, the building blocks for that. One of the main ones for the coenzyme NAD is nicotinic acid, which is a natural form of vitamin B3. Also, 5-HTTP is related to that too, but mainly the nicotinic acid. I do know that nerve damage can be repaired with high doses of vitamins. That's what you call the orthomolecular medicine. And even well, I knew about the NAD coenzyme from the research for Dr. Abram Hoffer done back in the 1940s, where he was giving high doses of nicotinic acid to schizophrenic patients, and within 3 months, 90% of them were totally recovered. It would actually put a lot of psychological pharmaceuticals right the hell out of business. That's why they don't really use it, because you actually are cured. But the other side of it is, they're talking that, this injection involves, or this substance that they're researching, which they said they're not going to start the research till 2020. And, as far as I'm concerned, they've already done research in the 1950s about vitamin E and how much it could prevent heart attacks. And you don't see doctors out there prescribing that stuff. And it's already well documented in the medical research. Well documented for 60 years now. So why wait for what the hell they're going to come out with about NAD? So I'm doing some more research on it. But I also realized that NAD is also known for repairing nerve damage. It could be worked with multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, a number of psychological disorders, and actually anything that detoxes the body, does a whole host of benefits for your overall health, no matter what it is, physical or mental. Obviously the mental health profession is all about drugging the hell out of people. I'll tell you that right now. That's what they're really about. They will never go for this, because you're talking about 1/3 of the $1.5 trillion global pharmaceutical industry is just on mental health, right? I've also seen, I'm going on a tangent here, but I've read that, I saw, not read, but I heard, I was listening to, the radio, this is my alarm clock, and this woman was on there. She was, I went in the Air Force, and I was a really happy person. I was thinking to have a career, and then I got diagnosed with this, and that, and this, and I'm on 14 medications and struggling, and they're like, oh, mental health, we got to get more money. It's like, yeah, the drug dealers hooked you up, and they turned you from a happy person to a miserable person. That's what happened. Most of it you can get fixed with detoxification. That's really where a lot of this carbon comes into account, where you even have activated charcoal or carbon C60. Carbon C60 is, well, we do know it does detoxify. It works as an antioxidant, but there's a lot of other things people don't really understand what it does. But I know there's a lot of disinformation out there on the internet that it's been planted by the Illuminati to do this and that. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get out of here. They've been using this carbon C60 for centuries in Russia. Somebody's shalachic extract, I think, it also contains the carbon C60. It's used by these Tibetan monks for many years and centuries. It's not harmful. It's not harmful. It's just carbon, for crying out loud. It's actually aiding the body to do what it needs to do. So, right? Yeah. Meow, meow. A couple carbon cats over here. These are C60 molecules here joined up. I think little Boo Boo, the son cat is trying to get nursing from Mama, and Mama's already fixed here. So she ain't going for that. Anyway, This guy's getting big, man. I think he's only 5 months old. He's almost as big as her. He's gonna be a lot bigger than her. He's on me like glue, man. But yeah, these are carbon cats. These are carbon C60 cats, right? Hey, carbon C60 cats. What are we doing? This guy. He's on me like glue. Look at that. You like me, don't you? Yeah, you do. Watch where you're scratching. Jesus, man. Anyway, so, you know, I'm still continuing on with this. It's very difficult to say that my energy increases are from what? What it seems to be, what really made the difference, where I think there was a cause and effect, was the ParaZapper 10,000 hertz. Again, the 9,999 hertz is energy and vitality. It's within 1/100th of a 1% of the 10,000 hertz. I mean, so eventually, so if you're doing 10,000 hertz frequency all the time, don't scratch my leg, yo. And see, I'm a scratching pole. You think I'm a scratching pole? Anyway, so if you're using the 10,000 hertz, you're actually in effect using the 9,999 because it's within a 1/100th of 1%. The energy and vitality seems to be correct. It seems like that's what's working. Then again, it could be in combination with the carbon C60. Some of these things might be working synergistically together, in like where one substance is not the miracle thing, or one procedure is not the miracle. It's a combination of many things. So I've been doing some more research on the NAD coenzyme, and we're going to see how this works out because, by the way, that's my Thunderbolt zapper right there. Actually, I don't use it that much. I hardly ever use it because it's kind of like inconvenient to use. It's more convenient to use the ParaZapper. Though I can't knock that product at all. I think that's a good zapper. But I have to do more research on the NAD. There actually is a lot of medical research out there that shows that the NAD is very, very, very beneficial. It's a coenzyme. But, you know, the way to get that coenzyme, well, part of it is through exercise. The NAD plus will raise in your body just due to exercise. It's one benefit of exercise. It's not the only benefit, of course. But also through nicotinic acid, which actually has the natural vitamin B3, which actually has a lot of other benefits in it besides, including heart and cholesterol and stuff. So Mama looks like, I mean, son looks like Mama, right? They look like the same almost. I'm always confusing them because one difference is that Feather's tail is more bushy, and she almost has like a mahogany look in her a little bit, and shinier fur. But they look, in his face, they look very, very close. I mean, Onyx is a very friendly cat, just like his mama. So, got to get the other two in here, Dixie and Paws. But I figured an update on this carbon C60, but then again, it's not the only thing. And if you don't want to spend the money on this stuff, because this is like, even though it's good and cheap, it's like $22 a bottle, I think it is now. You know, I mean, you can get, I found that even just plain activated charcoal, that actually seemed to have a very quick effect on me with energy. But I think the reason for that is because it's a detoxifier. It's like whatever, toxins tend to slow you down, you know? That's really what it is. And as soon as the activated charcoal does remove the more aggressively does remove the toxins than the carbon C60. But the carbon C60 has other subtle benefits. And again, maybe the carbon C60 combined with this fact, maybe it's not just the ParaZapper 10,000 hertz or 9,999 hertz that's working. Maybe it's the combination of these two that are working. That's another thing. I cannot say for sure. I just know that this is what I'm doing. I'm taking a lot of vitamins and herbs and minerals and supplements, astragalus root, the Nature's Way Alive, the whole vitamin E complex, the vitamin D3 with the magnesium and the vitamin K2, iodine, I don't know, some various other herbs and stuff. So, I mean, it could be all that stuff, you know, maybe, and also I'm also even taking the Dr. Willard water, which works as a catalyst to help you absorb these vitamins much better. And that's another thing. Also taking the magnesium and the zinc, the N-acetylcysteine, the alpha-lipoic acid, the CoQ10, the cinnamon, the 5-HT2P, the selenium. I don't know. There's more. But, you know, it could be all this synergistically is having an effect. And then, you know, maybe this carbon C60 is actually helping the nutrients to be delivered throughout the body, too. I don't know. They're not 100% sure how this stuff works. It's not just antioxidation and detoxification, or how it's working. So it could be all this stuff together. And I think, but I did notice when I added, when I was already doing the activated carbon C60 for a while, and I was taking all these vitamins, but when I added in the ParaZapper 10,000 hertz for 8 to 10 hours a day, energy levels went extremely well. The only problem I have is I don't have enough hours in a day to get everything done I need to do, because actually some of these YouTube videos take up a lot of time too, man. I try to upload them at the highest resolution now, which eats up a lot of time too, with the conversion and all that garbage. So, you know, so you can see my cats in high definition. Meow meows. And I keep feather and onyx in the house now for more than half the day. You know, so I haven't got the other two in there yet. Paws and Dixie. So these two stay in the house more than half the day. They like it in here. Paws and Dixie like it outside. And I have been feeding the cats with cat vitamins and colloidal silver water mixed into food, which keeps the food fresh. And you know, that's something else I've been talking about before. The colloidal silver water has been known to help with regeneration and healing, besides just being antimicrobial. That was at Dr. Robert Otto Becker when he was talking about the body electric in that book in the 1970s. He was regenerating limbs on rats, and it wasn't for years later he didn't realize what was going on exactly. It was the microcurrent that was being applied where the severed limb was only worked when the material silver was used. And why that was working was because the silver, with the microelectricity, was producing ionic silver right at the point where the injury was, which the ionic silver in turn was causing the body to produce its own stem cells. And that caused it to regenerate. You know, as a matter of fact, if you know in nature, like I think a lobster never ages. It always regenerates. The way it dies is by predators. You can have a 500-year lobster that's just as young and vital as a 3-month-old lobster or whatever the hell it is. That's theoretically, this can actually start being applied to humans if they unlock the secret. Now, obviously, the people that are first going to unlock the secret are going to be like George Soros or somebody like that, Bill Gates. And, you know, if you actually look online, some of the tech billionaires talked about they're going to live to be 1,000 years old. They're not going to give out the secrets to people. I also know I can't publicize them because they're patented, but they're from Pulse Technologies. There's a secret set of frequencies that can be used to insert the glutathione gene directly into the DNA. And I'm using that on myself, using it versus with the spooky remote. So, anyway, you know, there's some stuff I can't talk about, but I will try to surmise, you know, some of the basic and cheapest ways to get on the ball with some of these things without breaking the bank. I think the carbon C60, just the best deal. Hi, Rocky. What are you doing? You want to sniff out some carbon C? This is the best deal. This good and cheap. I have noticed initially some of the bottles smell a little burnt, but I think one of the responses was from the vendor to somebody was that they overcooked them a little bit, but I haven't seen that recently. You know, I've seen no problems with them. See, here's Rocky. There's my elliptical machine there too. Yay! They get along. But Rocky, you like Rocky? Rocky's a good cat too, man. So, you know, what can I tell you anymore? But I try to actually mix in a lot of information into this one video because I could play a bunch of 3-minute sound bites for hits, or give you videos that say top 5, top 7, top 10 nonsense. I can't, you know, the one problem, like I said, I have is that, as far as doing scientific research, I'm one person. I'm doing this myself. So, I mean, it's like, can I blatantly say this is guaranteed to work? You know, I'm being as honest as possible. It's like, you know, what, you know, it could be, you know, I'm thinking the ParaZapper is the thing that really gave me the most energy, but it could be the combination of the ParaZapper, the vitamins, herbs, and good and cheap could be all synergistically working together. If I had the time, I guarantee you I can I work out 3 hours a day now again on an elliptical machine, 365 a year, and get back into stellar shape. But seems like I'm running short on time sometimes. That's one of the things. These guys here, they got all the time in the world. Right, Feather? She's a good meow meow, isn't she? Really.